YouTubers, what's going on? This is a video long time in the run in here. It's a video on my CZ Scorpion. I've had this gun for quite a while. I got it last summer, I believe. It's almost a year. And I haven't done a video on it. I've been shooting it quite often. Wanted to give a full, quite a few rounds through it to make sure, everything functioned properly. And I've done some different upgrades to the gun. So I just kind of want to just kind of talk about that, what I've done, and my initial impressions and thoughts of the gun. So the first thing I did actually was I got the Thronson's Customs buffer tube adapter. Put the buffer tube on there, and then I added the Shockwave Technologies pistol brace on there. So I've been running that for quite a while. It's been great. You can put your cheek right up here. Obviously you don't shoulder these anymore, but you can put your cheek up there, and it makes a big difference in having just nothing there and just having like maybe a sling on here. I didn't really enjoy the Evo nearly as much before I added this piece. These run about $50, and you have to buy the buffer tube, and then I got this for free from Shockwave for review. But you're maybe $100 into that setup there, and it's totally worth it. And then the next thing I did was, well, actually just recently. I have had an optic on it for off and on for a while. I've run the Vortex Spark 2 on there. I ran irons for a while. That was fine. The irons on this gun are actually really good. I like it quite a bit. And I pretty much was running it stock for quite a long time. And then recently, kind of stumbled upon a few different upgrades for the Scorpion, like the Everest grip here. And this is by Yeti Wurks. I think this is just the instruction manual. Yeah, it's just the instructions. It's super easy. You just literally use the factory screw, it unscrew it, just screw this in. Here's the stock grip. You can see it's very long. It's way longer than it needs to be. It's not very comfortable. And one of the issues with this gun that a lot of people run into, and I've only experienced this one time really, is what they call selector bite, where the safety selector, while you're shooting, can kind of dig into your hand. And that's a problem with this stock grip, especially. This grip actually helps eliminate that quite a bit. It has kind of a hump here, similar to maybe like a Glock almost. And it makes a big difference. The grip's shorter, it's more comfortable. It's definitely a very good upgrade. They run about $50-$60, so they're kind of pricey, but it's all that's out there for the Scorpion right now. So maybe if there's more companies that come out with things, then maybe they'll go down in price. But I actually got it used on the secondary market for a really good price locally, so I didn't spend quite that much. So that was a big upgrade I did. And then I recently did a trigger spring upgrade. Company called HP Industries. Now I was going to do a video like how to install it and everything, but there's a great video on how to install this by a YouTuber named Buffman, and I'll probably put a description and a link below. But literally it's just 2 springs, and it reduces the one thing about the Scorpion that sucks out of the box is the trigger pull is really long. It's like over 10 pounds. It's not the best. I mean, honestly, it wasn't a big deal when I was shooting it, but after you shoot it quite often, like you shoot it, a couple hundred rounds at a time, you start to kind of notice the trigger a little bit more. So this simple spring kit, it reduced the trigger pull in this gun almost down to about 6 pounds. So it's a huge upgrade. Let me just show you that the weapon's safe. I'm going to charge it, and I'll see if I can get an accurate pull on this. Yeah, so about 6 pounds. And that's usually where it comes in at, and it's a huge difference. I mean, it shaved like 4 pounds off the trigger, and it just makes the gun a lot more fun to shoot that way. Just a lot lighter trigger. So that was a simple, easy upgrade. I think it cost like under $10 for the spring kit. I bought it with like a spare 30-round magazine when I bought it from them, and it took me half an hour maybe to install it, just because it's kind of tricky with the springs. But it's an overall easy install. This gun breaks down real easy. You push out this pin here. The lower receiver comes off, which has the trigger group. There's a screw here, and then you take out the safety, and you're pretty much right into the trigger group, and it's pretty simple. That's one thing I really like about this Scorpion, is it's really built to be taken apart in the field. It's not like real complicated. You can tell it's been made of field strip by the military. This is in use by the Czech military, so it's obviously not this one because that's a automatic version, which I wish I could have. But it's an awesome little gun. I think for 9mm carbine, I mean, technically this is a pistol because it has the short, 7.5-inch barrel. But it's just one of the best options out there. It's quite a bit less expensive than like the SIG MPX and the MP5 clones that are out there, and it's very, very reliable. Had 0 malfunctions with this gun ever through probably a good 1,000+ rounds through this gun. I've kind of haven't really been keeping track much because I just shoot it a lot. It's just so fun. The recoil on it is a little more stout than you think for a 9mm. I think it's just because it has the short barrel and you're not really putting that stock up to your shoulder. I think if you had like the new SBR stock, the folding stock, if you SBR'd this, then it'd be really, really fun to shoot. I like this. Made a huge difference though. Being able to just have a cheek weld, having something to get a little bit more stability was a really big upgrade for that. So this is just kind of probably a short video, just kind of giving my thoughts on this gun. Been 100% reliable. The rails, it comes with 2 rails here and plus the bottom rail and the hand stop. I use the hand stop, it's awesome. But these rails they have some sharp points on them. So after holding them for a while, they kind of dig into your hand. So I just put these rail covers. I just had these laying around from previous projects from years ago, and that made a big difference for comfort on shooting this gun. Keep bumping the tripod with my knee, not even realizing it. I was just gonna bring it around here. One of the cool parts of this gun that I like, this is gonna sound silly, but it does have the MP5 style charging handle where you can do a little slap and it goes into battery. That's fun. This is pretty stout. You have to give it a pretty good to get it back. It's not super easy, especially not on camera. But it's just an awesome little submachine gun, call it, even though it's semi-automatic. Just these little upgrades I did: the grip, the trigger. The optic helps quite a bit. You notice I don't have it set up to co-witness. I had it set up to co-witness. I don't like that. I know that if I were using this as a defensive rifle, then I totally would co-witness just in case the optic were to fail. This is a quick release, mount though. I can easily get that off and use the irons. But most of this is just a range toy for me, just something fun. And and 9mm ammo is cheap, so it's a good time. So more reliable than you're going to find on most 9mm AR-15s. Those are kind of hit and miss. The magazine situation on those can be hit and miss. The Lone Wolf came out with the Glock ones, which is great, but I've even heard those are hard to get to run properly. So out of the box, you can get one of these. I think I paid under $700 for mine back when I first bought it. They're kind of harder to find at the moment, I've noticed, but because they're so popular. So this is an iconic, really cool gun that I've kind of always wanted to own. So I splurged a little bit last year and got this for me, and I've really enjoyed it. So that's just going to be a quick overview of the CZ Scorpion with some of the upgrades I've done that do make quite a big difference. The only bummer on the pistol grip is it's not the same color. When they did the dye, they had a hard time matching that black. So that's just an aesthetic thing, but honestly, the grip is so much nicer that it's not a big deal to me. It doesn't worry. And then they made it so you can use those AR-15 plugs you can buy right on Amazon for a couple bucks. Like, it's exactly the same size, I believe it's an A2 grip. So you can use, put a plug in there if you want to store some batteries or something for your optic, you can do that. So, alright guys, quick video on the CZ Scorpion. The biggest upgrade obviously was the trigger pull. Reducing that down from 10+ pounds to 6 pounds is a huge difference, and it just makes it a lot nicer to shoot. And it only cost like $5 or $6. I definitely recommend that, and I recommend the Everscript from Yeti Wurks. And of course, just go out and shoot it, buy some ammo. Oh, and the Thorson's definitely worthwhile upgrade is the Thronson's custom buffer tube adapter. That was a huge upgrade, and it was probably the most expensive thing I've done on the rifle, but minus the optic. But one of the best things as well. It makes it just a lot nicer to shoot. So, all right, guys, any questions or comments on the Evo Scorpion? Leave them down in the comments below. We'll see you on the next video.